Charlie Brown, what you need is the gift everyone will like. That's it, a Charlie Brown Christmas videotape. But where do I get them, Linus?
Participating Shell stations are now offering a Charlie Brown Christmas while supplies last. Only $3.99 with an 8-gallon fill-up. Get yours today.
Merry Christmas, Charlie Brown.
If you're looking for just the right videos to buy for a Christmas gift, Dixie Wiley's here to help you out with some recommendations.
This is kind of Alice in Wonderland Hollywood style, I think. Have you noticed this, how movies seem to slip right off the big screen and shrink to fit your TV screen in less time than it takes to tip a cup of tea? Or did she tip a vial? Or did she go through the looking glass? No one knows here. If you know, call me and tell me. Now, Kevin Costner is already available to take tea for two in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Or if you prefer your stars on the half shell, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 will green your screen. In music, rock the TV table when operatic masters Pavarotti, Carreras, and Domingo belt it out in 3 tenors and on baritone.
The blue of the night.
If there's one voice that says Christmas, it's Bing Crosby's. This much-loved pop music crooner is celebrated in black, white, and color in The Magic of Bing Crosby, Volume 1.
I'm on my way to the
Another crooning legend, Perry Como, is still singing strong at 78. The Best of Perry Como, Volume 1, features TV footage from his popular 60s variety show and his holiday specials.
There was love all around, but I never had it singing.
The face and voice of pop music changed forever when the Beatles hit the USA. This 83-minute video boasts rare, never-seen-before footage of the Fab Four during their first American visit in 1964.
Friendly, they're very friendly, very friendly.
A Fantasia fanatic's fantasy, Disney's Fantasia is out, and this 51-year-old masterpiece looks better than ever. Fantasia is only available till January 13th, never to be seen again on video or in theaters. Get moving. And one of the most loved of holiday films turns 45 this year.
To my big brother George, the richest man in town.
And an extra added attraction, this collector's edition of It's a Wonderful Life contains a behind-the-scenes feature and the original 1946 trailer. Natalie said she's getting goosebumps. I think I've seen that 3 times already this season on TV. Now, another classic film celebrating a big birthday this year, Citizen Kane hits 50, and he's available to you. But there's more to home video than movies. You can learn how to do just about anything by way of tape. Some titles that intrigue me. How to wallpaper like a pro. Right. Or even better, how to break into heavy metal. Or maybe wallpapering while you wait for that big break in heavy metal. I would no more try and wallpaper than break into heavy metal.
All right, coming up, Santa makes an early visit to some families manning New England lighthouses.
And Albert's Almanac has a Wednesday special. Next.
La 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 TJ Maxx. Bum 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 bum. Forget your troubles, the season is here. Jingle bells and tiny reindeer. Run down to the Max and don't think twice. For maximum presents at minimum price. Make your holiday twice as nice at the Max. La 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 TJ Maxx. La 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 TJ Maxx.
At Woodworkers Warehouse, you'll find more discounted power and hand tools under one roof than you've ever seen before. Get the right tool at the right price, like this Delta 8-inch bandsaw, designed for the woodworker who desires larger features in a compact unit. Free bandsaw book included, now $159.95. Or this Delta 12-inch planer, ideal for home, shop, and job site. Full 12-inch wide by 6-inch thick capacity, now a super low $399.95. At Woodworkers Warehouse, let our friendly experts make your next job a little easier.
A one in a million chance of a lifetime. A life touched by magic, 'cause fate sent me a stroke of luck. Call you.
I'm feeling very lucky.
If he's one in a million, this holiday season, why not give him a shot at it?
Well, the lens analyzer tells me we've got a perfect pair of eyeglasses here. I think you're going to really like these high-index lenses.
Every eye world has licensed opticians who make sure your prescription is filled precisely in our in-store lab in about 1 hour.
We just put them on, make a few adjustments, and there. What do you think?
Wow. They look great.
Eye World, the vision professionals. Right now at Eye World, you'll get 2 pairs of glasses for the price of 1. Stop by today.
Soft, 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 fluffy soft. From a dryer sheet, Downy dryer sheets.
Downy softens best of any dryer sheet. See? Downy's fluffy softness even cushions a bubble. That's because we put the fluffy softness of Downy liquid into a dryer sheet.
Come on, come on, come on in. Feel the Downy softness next to your skin.
For the most softness of any dryer sheet,
come on in to Downy.
Well, if you live along the coast and you looked up in the sky and saw a jolly old man in a red suit today, chances are he was the Flying Santa. For many, many years now, several decades, Santa's been flying in his helicopter to New England lighthouses bearing gifts. Lighthouse keepers and their kids waited all day to tell Santa what they wanted this Christmas.
I want a Barbie van. Game Boy games. Fire. Makeup.
Makeup.
Just to have everybody together and have a good Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Story has it that a pilot started the Flying Santa tradition years ago. While flying, a storm came up and he was kind of lost. He used the light of the lighthouses to guide him to a safe landing. Every year since, he delivered gifts to the lighthouse keepers to thank them. Not the same pilot, you understand. The Hull Life-Saving Museum now continues that tradition.
Oh, it's a better story if it's the same pilot. Okay, a little quiz from Dick.
Yes, this is a biggie. If you can get them all right, I'll be surprised.
Oh, excuse me. Wow, there's a challenge.
It's a real challenge. On this quiz, December 18th, 1991. Question number 1. The temperature is above freezing, but the wind chill temperature is way below freezing. Under these conditions, water will freeze. The answer is false. It has to be 32 degrees. Here's question number 2. Blizzard conditions can occur with
savage Dorchester gang, the Pistons, that beat, raped, robbed, and murdered Kimberly Ray Harbor. But Williams said he was forced by repeated beatings to join the gang and unable, because of the fear of more beatings, to say no on Halloween night, 1990 in Franklin Field.
Did you try to stop them?
No,
Why didn't you try to stop them?
because they would have turned on me.
But under cross-examination, Williams admitted that he kicked and got on top of the victim without being ordered or physically coerced.
Nobody said a word to you to threaten you out in that field.
Not then.
Nobody said you had to do a single thing.
No, but they was wild.
The defense's last witness, a forensic psychologist, then told the juvenile court jury that Williams has a weak personality and was easily influenced.
He had little ability to resist peer pressure of any sort, good or bad.
The jury gets the case tomorrow. Williams is the first of 8 defendants to stand trial for the Harbor killing. In Boston, Marty Sender, News Center 5.
If Williams is convicted, he'll likely only be incarcerated 1 year until he's 18, under provisions of juvenile justice law that has since been changed.
Checking international news tonight, Secretary of State James Baker is in the Ukraine, his last stop on a sweep through former Soviet republics, talking about nuclear weapons. Russian President Boris Yeltsin told Baker that 3 republics would give up their nuclear arsenals, while Russia would keep its. Belarus has agreed to be a nuclear-free zone. However, the president of Kazakhstan says his republic has no intention of giving up weapons if its neighbor, Russia, keeps its weapons. The new Commonwealth may be known as the 9-Republic Commonwealth of Europe and Asian Independent States.
And the president of South Korea has issued a challenge to North Korea on the issue of nuclear arms. Roh Tai-woo says there are no longer any nuclear weapons in South Korea. He's asking the North to abandon its nuclear arms program. So far, there's been no official response. Both sides are expected to begin nuclear arms talks later this month. Israel and her Arab neighbors today broke off peace talks, but they've agreed to try again next month. Delegates to the Washington conference could not resolve a procedural dispute. Palestinians wanted to meet separately with Israel to bolster their campaign for statehood, but Israel wants to meet jointly with the Jordanians and Palestinians. No decision yet on where the next round of talks will be held. The bankrupt city of Chelsea may be getting a helping hand from Massport. Massport says tonight it is willing to give Chelsea $5 million to lease some land near Logan Airport. News Center 5's Jack Harper reports the deal may help get Chelsea back on its feet.
You know, as I see it, Jack, is that the Massport has run out of real estate, and we've got some great real estate here in Chelsea. And I could see putting all the real estate along the Chelsea River, over here to Mill Creek, under the control of Massport, and let them put a Marriott up here, and put a parking garage here, and put Hertz over here, and Avis, and all these, put maybe a post office, maybe their own employee parking over here. Let them consider East Chelsea as an extension of the airport.
Chelsea's receiver says the city's arms are open to Massport. So is 3.5 miles of waterfront. Jim Carlin would like Massport to develop that property for, say, $5 million a year.
8 years from now, 10 years from now, people are going to stand up and say, whoever was...
Are it loose by year's end. The problem is that development in central Massachusetts watershed areas is encroaching on our reservoirs and the tributaries which feed them. The state can't afford to buy the areas which need protection, so it must restrict development there. That's the reason for House Bill 2146, filed by Representative David Cohen. It would ban development within 200 feet of the Quabbin and Wachusett watershed and regulate development for another 200 feet. Supporters say such protection should cut the eventual cost of water filtration required by federal law. Property owners in central Massachusetts are understandably concerned about their development rights, but we must protect the Quabbin and Wachusett watershed areas, which provide drinking water to nearly half the people in the Commonwealth. It's something we can do to keep this planet habitable. If you agree, tell your legislator to support the Watershed Protection Bill without delay.
And that's our news and an editorial this evening. Thank you for being with us.
World News Tonight with Peter Jennings is next on ABC. We'll all be back at 11 o'clock. Good night.
See you then. Have a nice evening.
News Center 5, bringing New England a world of news around the clock. This Family Works moment is brought to you by McDonald's.